Welcome to Daily Wisdom, Walking the Path with the Buddha, a podcast shared by David Roylance. This podcast is dedicated to guiding you to completely eliminate the discontent mind and the suffering it causes by attaining enlightenment. Learn and practice the teachings of Gotama Buddha that will guide you to fully attain a peaceful, calm, serene, and content mind with joy. To support this podcast, visit patreon.com/supportbuddha or visit buddhadailywisdom.com, where you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online learning resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Now, here's our teacher to share more.
Chapter 1. Universal Teachings. Love, No Harm, Good Morals. These teachings are developed around three core concepts that directly relate to these teachings and tend to be universal in the teachings of many other traditions. The teachings shared in this book will help to lead you to Nibbana, enlightenment, a higher consciousness, a permanent place where the mind can reside, leading to lasting inner fulfillment, and can be a guide to a peaceful existence within your family, community, and throughout society. From these teachings, all people can pursue attaining Nibbana, enlightenment, and a higher consciousness. We cannot change the natural laws of existence, but we can change the way that we relate to everything around us by acquiring wisdom. Wisdom helps us to understand the true nature of the world. Practice the teachings so that you observe the truth for yourself while creating a peaceful, calm, and content existence. This book will explain to you why you have never been able to attain or maintain lasting fulfillment or lasting happiness in your life. The teachings in this book can help to guide you to a more peaceful, calm, and content existence if you practice the teachings. There are several traditions of teachings that have emerged and been practiced over the years. These traditions are often labeled as religions. However, the original teachers of each of these traditions never claimed that they were starting an organized religion. Teachers such as Gotama Buddha, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, and others came into this world and sought to teach us a better existence and a better way of life, a more enlightened way. It was after they died that others gathered the teachings, labeled them as religion, and assigned rites or rituals that were required to be practiced. Each tradition that exists today has its own unique teachings and practices that are taught and or practiced. Now, the various groups have assembled, organized, and fight over who is right and who is wrong. Due to the fighting, religious obligations, and the actions of select religious leaders within a tradition, the word religion for some elicits painful and hurtful feelings. This is due to human actions, not because the teachings themselves are not helpful to humankind. If we remove the labels of Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and all other religious labels assigned, we can easily see that these primary teachings, as taught by the original teachers, could all be summarized into these three core and fundamental teachings. Universal love of all beings. Do no harm. Be a good moral person. 1. Universal love of all beings. 2. Do no harm. 3. Be a good moral person. In review of all worldly traditions, the original teachers of the world's traditions have advised, encouraged, and taught teachings that lead humanity towards these three goals. How each tradition explains their teachings and the clarity of their teachings is different from one tradition to the next. Some teachings require interpretation which can be different from one person to the next, which makes it difficult for us to have a unified understanding or get in touch with the original teacher's teachings. Since the death of the original teachers, the teachings of each tradition has been affected by impermanence. The fact is that the teachings shared during the lifetime of the original teachers have not stayed the same and are not permanent. Everything that exists in the world is constantly changing and never remains permanent. Impermanence has eroded the teachings of all the original teachers, and, consequently, our global civilization has eroded as well. So too, the condition of the human mind and the condition of the planet have deteriorated. Our available resources and our interactions with each other have also deteriorated, with greed, hatred, and delusion very much pervasive throughout humanity. Humans are starting to realize that our human existence has drastically affected the environment, and the life we have created on Earth has become more miserable. Even though we attempt to look at the positive side of life on a daily basis, a wise and observant individual can clearly see the greed, hatred, and delusion that is pervasive throughout the world. The time has come for humans to wake up to the realization that no one is coming to save us, and that if we are interested in a better, more peaceful existence, we need to create this for ourselves. As a species, we need to evolve to a higher consciousness. The human mind and all of humankind cannot maintain the extensive amount of greed, hatred, and delusion that exists in the world today. It's unsustainable. There has been war, fighting, and destruction in the past, and this continues in the present, and we can expect the same in the future if we do not look to resolve the internal conflicts that exist within each human mind. Each individual needs to apply effort and energy to attain Nibbana and to rid the planet of greed, hatred, and delusion. The time has come for the evolution of our species beyond our current state of existence through the pursuit of Nibbana and enlightenment, resulting in a higher consciousness for all humans. To sustain life on this planet, we must all evolve to a higher consciousness and eliminate greed, hatred, and delusion. The time is now. This book will provide you teachings that lead you and those around you to a better existence. An existence where people can have love, care, compassion, and generosity. We must learn to be pleased with others' successes through a peaceful, calm, and content mind. Our entire worldwide civilization has been in the process of self-destruction due to the unwholesome speech and unwholesome actions of all individuals and our society as a whole. We have massive amounts of warring, terrorism, disease, famine, mass shootings, drug addiction, sexual abuse, sexual promiscuity, rape, murders, pregnancy outside of committed relationships, poor working conditions, obesity, destruction of our planet and its resources, overpopulation, suicide, harm to animals, human trafficking, orphans, childhood deaths, financial disasters, corrupt politics, and much more. We are effectively creating hell on earth. These are the results of countless generations of unwholesome decisions. We are experiencing the results of our individual and collective decisions. This is Karma. More on Karma later in this book. Our current civilization has been born out of greed, hatred, and delusion through constant and never-ending craving of the mind, while attempting to satisfy our desire to build or maintain ego and a protection of the self. This book provides you teachings that you can learn and practice to see the truth for yourself. You can gain wisdom how to abandon greed, hatred, and delusion while eliminating cravings and desires and dissolving the ego and realizing non-self. This book provides you teachings for a life practice, not a religion, that when implemented will lead you to a higher consciousness, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. This book will lead you to a life practice to attain the 3 core concepts listed below and where you will experience a better existence and a better way of life. 1. Universal love of all beings. 2. Do no harm, 3. Be a good moral person. You will need to learn and practice these teachings to obtain the results of an improved existence for you, those close to you, and all of humanity. You will need teachers and guides to assist you along the path. No matter what your existing faith and/or practice might be, these teachings will help you to practice the most important aspects of your current faith tradition. Teachings that were intended by all the original teachers. These teachings can be practiced within any religious tradition or without any religion at all. A belief in God is not required and will not hinder your progress. In the practice of these teachings, there is no one to worship or give praise. There are no rites and rituals associated with these teachings. There is no centralized organization that places requirements on you as an individual. You will notice the teachings in this book, in many cases, reflect traditions you may have been previously taught, or even basic teachings shared with you by your primary caregivers as you developed from childhood into adult life. However, the more you learn and practice these teachings, you will observe the clarity and concise approach to Gotama Buddha's teachings to train the mind. Gotama Buddha's teachings provide a path to a better way of life that is straightforward yet profound in its effect at improving the quality of the mind and your life. These teachings can be shared with family members and assist you in developing deeper relationships in all of your various roles within society. This is developing a life practice, the path that leads to Nibbana. It's a better existence, a better way to relate to the world around you, and a way that everyone in society can learn to be accepting, caring, compassionate, trusting, and without fear or other negative emotions. It's a way that we can better care for ourselves, each other, and our planet. Continue to listen and understand, developing a life practice, the path that leads to Nibbana that has been laid out for all of us to achieve a better way of life. Find teachers or guides that will assist you without greed, hatred, delusion, or ego, and who are accepting of all beings. Anyone teaching with these qualities most likely understands Nibbana and its goals. You can connect to a group of people in a supportive environment for discussion, sharing, and learning through the Facebook group Daily Wisdom - Walking the Path with the Buddha, facebook.com/groups/Daily Wisdom 999. All members are accepted without judgment. It is a healthy place to talk, discuss, learn, and grow. There are resources to help you further on this path to Nibbana and enlightenment accessible online through a group learning program. Group learning program, live, interactive online classes, book, videos, podcast, and personal guidance are available for you. Additional learning. Visit buddhadailywisdom.com, where you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online learning resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. The end of each chapter will have learning resources for further exploration. You will be able to explore videos, podcasts, quizzes, etc. to deepen your learning of the content you read in each chapter. Please see the ebook for more details on these resources. As you have questions or need clarification on these teachings, you are welcome to post those into the Facebook group Daily Wisdom – Walking the Path with the Buddha, or contact the author privately for in-depth learning. Daily Wisdom – Walking the Path with the Buddha, facebook.com/groups/Daily Wisdom 999.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To provide support for this podcast, visit patreon.com/supportbuddha. To access more teachings, visit buddhadailywisdom.com. There, you will discover a full range of courses, retreats, and online resources to assist you on the path to enlightenment. Remember to establish a daily, consistent meditation practice, along with learning and practicing these teachings. A well-developed meditation practice is the foundation in which to train the mind to attain enlightenment.